I don't know. Could go either way.
Yeah,
right?
it always works. No problems at all.
Yeah, absolutely.
Always.
Always. Every single time it works. Well, I'm gonna check.
You're
So
good
it
on
says
Twitch.
I'm live. All right, so we're good on Twitch. It says I'm live. Let's see. Is it possible?
It's like that Reddit thread, maybe.
Um, you know what? We're gonna go with it. I'm just gonna assume that we're all good. Um, and let's see. Let's do some audio checks to get things rolling here. First off, Linda,
Yes. I made it from the concert.
you
Success.
did. Very excited.
Yay.
Very good. And next is John.
Hello, hello, hello.
Okay. And I appear to be doing okay. I'm going to share the link on my wall while we're here.
All right.
Right? Maybe that'll
I will
work.
get it on the Facebook uh, community real quick.
Yep. Let's see. Would help
Every
if I
single
spelled twitch.tv correctly,
Small
right?
details.
every single time I say podcast when I'm typing it to share the link, it's always capital P, capital O by accident every single time.
It'd be like that. And we got it. All right. Let's let's get rolling. Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of the Engaged Family Gaming Podcast. My name is Steven Dutzman. I am your host, as always. And this week, I am joined by two of my very best friends in the whole wide world to talk about all of the nerdy game news that you're going to want to share with your kids. First off, to my, I guess, right or left, depending on how your screen goes, is the Mistress of Magnificence, otherwise known as Mom. How are you, Linda?
I'm doing great. So glad I could be here today. Best podcast night, as always, is best night.
Yes, thank you. And you're fresh off of Pierogi Day
Oh
this
my
past
goodness, my
weekend.
arms are still tired from hours of rolling dough.
Um, I mean, it is. It's wild to me that you have been doing this for as long as I have known you, and I don't think I've ever had a pierogi from Pierogi Day. I'm gonna have to fix that
Well, you
Yeah.
won't get
at
one
some
from
point.
Pierogi Day, but I can make you your own because the ones we make are only for Christmas Eve. So,
So
Well, then I'm
next
just gonna break.
EFG
I'm just
Con
gonna show up
or
at
just come
Christmas
to
Eve.
Christmas Eve.
What I
or
mean,
next
there's really
EFG
like,
Con.
yeah. I mean, listen, we can do that later. But I mean, I could just show up. No one would notice.
I mean, yeah,
First of all, there's too many of you.
it's
Second of
true.
all, it's like I fit in with the loud. And second of all, like everyone is so used to seeing me around. I could
It's true.
just be there.
You would just ninja
Um,
in.
I could just walk in.
It's true.
Anyway, enough about pierogies and my stealth pierogi theft. Uh, we also
Attempted.
have the man behind the curtain, John Tomlinson. John, how are you, sir?
I'm doing excellent. Yeah, today I am building. I was going to build the piranha plant,
Okay, okay. What are we
but
building instead, though? Oh, we're doing
Oh,
Santa
Santa.
Claus.
very
Can
timely.
I want to show you so we've my oldest finished a Lego build. He's been picking away at it for a while. I'm gonna get it because it's amazing.
Mhm.
And John, you'll recognize it immediately because it is definitely something that you have given us, that you gave us. Here,
Oh
everybody.
yeah. Oh, here we go.
It's
Oh,
the
nice.
Charger
Because it's about
from
family.
Fast and the Furious. It is about family. This thing is sick. First of all, look
Yeah.
at this. The hood pops up.
Oh,
I don't
nice.
I don't want to break. The hood pops up. There's like the engine beat in there. It
Oh,
like
wow.
moves. There's suspension on this thing.
Yeah.
And if you open the trunk, this is important. This is Fast and the Furious stuff. If you open the trunk, there's 2 tanks of nitrous oxide in the back. This
Of
is
course.
this is real stuff right here. It took Evan so long to finish this. He built it in 2 sessions, kind of spread out pretty far apart. But yesterday I was like, or this weekend I was like, bro, your choice is chores or building a Lego set. Because we
That's
got
not
to
a
get this
choice.
box put away. He did it. I mean, listen, I don't know. I gave him the choice. So anyway, welcome to our show. A quick programming announcement. As we have made a habit over the last handful of years, we do take the end of December off. The reason we do that is because we all are insanely busy, and so are you. So we take some time. So this will actually be, just because the way that the calendar works out, this will be our last podcast of 2025, which is terrifying. I know I've been a little inconsistent the last handful of weeks. I have actually been working on some very big projects. As many people know, I'm self-employed. It's been complicated. We will be a little bit more consistent in the new year. As Tomlinson has reminded me, sometimes I just need to shut up and play video games with my friends and talk about video games with my friends. So when we come back on January 6th, it will be our game of the year for 2025 episode. This is where we're going to talk about all of our favorites. And I am happy to report, or excited to report, that I have some interesting changes, some things that we're going to do to make it a little bit more interesting that even my fellow podcast hosts don't know. So I'm very excited about that. Now let's get right into it. We're going to talk about PAX Unplugged. So this is going to be a Linda show, no question. But before we do that, we got to talk about the games we have been playing. John, why don't you start us off?
Are we going to do good news too?
We could.
Okay.
Do you want to?
Yeah, I want to do both.
Go. All right, let's do the good news. John,
Okay.
What is your good news?
So, good news, only a few more months, and then I don't have to go work in Enfield anymore. I'll be full-time in Boston. Our holiday, corporate Christmas party for the adults will be at the Science Museum in Boston.
Oh, that's
So
nice.
we will all be dressed in suits and dresses at the Science Museum, like National Treasure when Nicolas Cage steals the Declaration of Independence. I've been making that joke with my team the entire last 2 weeks. I am so excited. But yeah,
You're not gonna steal the Declaration of Independence, though, right?
it's not there.
It's not a
Oh.
bear.
I mean, it's not there.
Look, I'm just trying to help. Okay, I'm just trying to make sure. I don't know.
I'm going to do the
All right.
mom thing, though. No stealing anything.
No, I
Any-
wouldn't steal anything.
All right, I said my part.
No, there's plenty. Everything there's, well, all the food and stuff is free. They always have an amazing spread. But yeah, that's about it. I think that's it. Yeah.
Great. Okay, Linda, how about you? What kind of good news you got for us this week?
So, good news is that we got to get a game day in, and I didn't have to host, which was even better. But we got to go sit around with a bunch of our friends and play some great games. And a lot of them actually came from PAX. So,
Awesome.
yeah, that was really good news.
We love it. Man, you know what? We had, since the last time we met, we had our first big holiday after my father passed, and it went okay. We were all a little bit of a mess, a little bit. But speaking of him, I do have something else that I want to share. I have another show and tell. This one's really
boy.
funny. People who are on my Facebook probably already know what this is. But I got my episode or my issue
yeah.
of Spider-Man and Wolverine with the Swedish Chef on the cover. They did a whole bunch of Muppet themed comic covers in honor of the 70th anniversary of the Muppets. 70th.
That's incredible.
And
I
this
feel
is one
old.
of them. And we all know, fans of the show know that me and the Swedish Chef, we go back. And so I needed this episode, or this issue rather. It came out though while everything was going on. So I kind of missed it, and I had kind of written it off. And one of my wife's cousins happened upon it and he sent it over to us, and it's been a while since I've been this excited for a comic book. So here we go. Another show and tell for me. I'm going to put a picture of this up on the Facebook page later on because it is
Speaking of, did I ever get you the minifigure?
No, but I think we were just going to do it at some point. I know you have it.
Yeah, I have one.
I know.
Yeah. I'll put it in.
That's why I haven't asked yet. That's why I haven't asked you because I know eventually we'll get it. But anyway, so this is my good news. I got a neat little comic. And Thanksgiving was not a disaster. So let's move on to the games we are playing. Linda, what have you? Tell us about. I'm guessing you're going to talk about one of the games you played at this game night.
Yeah, one of the ones I wanted to talk about, the one I'll talk about, I guess, the Battle for Cardia. That was one that I was not expecting to like as much because card battling games are not the style I typically go for. I'm sorry, it's Duel for Cardia. This is something we got from Asmodee. And so it's either a 2-person or a 4-person game. We played it 2-player, and the mechanic is very simple. It is card battling, but you literally are aligning cards across the table, flipping them simultaneously, and then it literally has a value on the card, and it's just who has the higher value. The higher value wins, but the lower value gets to activate the power on the card. So it's kind of a neat mechanic. There are more complex rules you can add in later on, and there's 3 paths to victory. It was really enjoyable, and it was one of those, like, this is the level of card battling that really suits my personal taste. But that was one that I was really enjoying that we got from Asmodee.
Yeah, you know what? That was in the little goodie bag that they sent us home with from PAX Unplugged, and I watched you and Isaac play it, and I do like me some card battling games, so I was interested to see how that one played out. Very cool, and it's been getting a lot of buzz on the internet for folks, especially folks that like 2-player games. John, what about you? What do you got for us? You said you have a Steve game, and I'm very interested as to what that means.
So I've been playing a couple different roguelikes.
Okay.
That are builders that are very interesting. So there's one called Slots and Daggers.
Yep.
It's a slot machine game.
Okay.
That you build. It's what if you did a slot machine attack game but like the slots are like the attacks, and you buy stuff in between, so it's almost like Balatro on top of that.
Okay.
So it's a little bit of everything rolled into one.
Yep.
And very cool, very like clean aesthetic. It is a slot machine game. So like, fair warning with kids, it's gambling machine game. The other one I'm playing is another slot machine game. Both of these are on
they're on Steam, right?
They're on Steam, but they're also on Game Pass.
Oh, okay.
At least Clover Pit is, which is the next one. So Clover Pit is what if Inscription was a slot machine game.
Okay.
So
yeah, we know. Okay. We know Amanda loved that one.
Yeah, very dark, very creepy, like almost like it looks like a back room in Doom while you're playing the game. And it's very gory type stuff, aesthetic. But you're buying power-ups in between, just like Slots and Daggers. But it's very much just a slot machine game.
Okay.
You're no attacking or anything. Like with Slots and Daggers, you are attacking, and you're basically going against an enemy each time, and the slots are what gives you the attack roll.
Okay.
Stuff like that.
It's pretty cool. That sounds a little. I have been playing a lot of Luck Be a Landlord, and so that kind of gives me a little bit of that vibe.
That's on my. I've been waiting to see that on a good sale.
Luck Be a Landlord is
Yeah.
really good.
Yeah.
I have it on mobile.
Wait,
and
did I get that?
maybe, I don't know.
No, I do have it. I'm sorry. I bought that last year. I got that as in like some bundle somewhere. But yeah, and still playing my Hidden Cats games.
I mean, they're
I-
just at this point they're just
Did I
making them
get
for
the
you.
Santa one? Yes, Hidden Cats in Santa's Realm. I got the other day.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So, I would like to talk a little bit about Metroid Prime 4. So,
I've
thank
been
you.
waiting.
Yeah, I mean, listen, thank you to Nintendo for sending this one out to me.
Even
look,
better.
It is Metroid Prime. If you liked Metroid Prime before and just haven't been able to play a new one in 18 years or whatever, then you need to play this. It's very cool. The graphics are amazing. I've heard some folks talk about how this is one of the best looking Nintendo games they've ever made. I don't know about that. I think I'm not really a great judge of that. But what I will say is it is gorgeous. Some of the environments really do give me kind of Avatar vibes, not The Last Airbender, the blue people. And it is the same setup. You crash land on a planet, shenanigans happen, you go around, you collect new powers. In this case, you are collecting psychic powers, which let you kind of manipulate time and do some other neat stuff. It's very cool. And what I really am enjoying is there hasn't been a Metroid game since my middle son was born, like a Metroid Prime game. And so he loves shooters. And so having a discussion with him about this game while we're playing it has been very interesting because he's like, this isn't a shooter, Dad. This is some other kind of, and I'm like, he's got some compelling arguments as to why it is not, but both of us agree it is really cool. Some of the touches, when the lights flash and you see your own face reflected on your visor and stuff like that, just so cool. But like I said, if you are a Metroid fan, if you like Metroid Prime, this is required reading. You just have to play it. If you aren't a fan of those games, then maybe skip it. I hate to do the fans of the series will love it thing, but this is really it's another Metroid Prime game. For me, that's high praise. I just think, for folks that really don't love it, they will continue to not love it. I will say there are some humans in this game, like actual people that you meet and interact with, and that is very off-putting because normally the aesthetic of the Metroid games is that you are by yourself, and so it's very suffocating and lonely and kind of terrifying. That is not the case here. You spend a bunch of time in the first couple hours of the game with just a guy, Rick Moranis looking army dude, kind of nerdy, and you're just hanging out with him doing stuff. Did I hate it? No, but it was very off-putting. So that's a thing. I will say, reporting from the general's perspective, she did say, you know what? This doesn't sound as annoying as the last Metroid Prime game that you played with me was. And you know what? I'm going to be honest. That's Game of the Year material right there. So that is Metroid Prime 4. Other than that, I've been playing all sorts of other stuff. I finished Final Fantasy 1 for the first time because I never actually got all the way through it. I got to the end, but I finished it, and I've started Final Fantasy 2, going through it all. It's gonna be so it'll be fun. Anyway, so that
I got to 4, I think, and then I fell off. I gotta start back up. I got lost in 4 because I was doing Pixel Perfect, and then I went over and I did the 3D remake. Yeah, and I gotta go back to the original. The
Pixel remakes. The Pixel remakes for Final Fantasy are so great. So
yeah,
those are the games we have been playing. Now let's talk about PAX Unplugged, because that happened. It's one of the biggest board game events of the year. It's the biggest board game event of the year for us. And it is Linda's show. as I say to her every year as we walk through those doors, look, I'm not in charge anymore. This is all you. You tell me what you need. We were there with our friend Marie, who is one of the folks that helps make one of the folks that helps make content with us in our magazine. Oh, we got somebody on the chat coming in. I mentioned Metroid. Have I played Hollow Knight? So yes, I have played Hollow Knight. I am terrible at it. But I have played it. I actually spent I've tried it 3 or 4 times to play it, but I know that it's just not for me because of some of the bits that make it a bit more challenging. Linda's youngest son, however,
he is all about the Hollow Knight.
A Hollow Knight super fan. He has finished it quite a bit. He's finished it a couple of times.
Yep.
He's got the plushies. He's got the everything. If you're looking for a recommendation, I may not have finished it, but I think Hollow Knight and its sequel, Silksong, are awesome games. And I highly recommend them to folks that are looking for a challenging 2D platformer. There's nothing really, I mean, they're haunting in their aesthetic, but there's nothing inappropriate about them from a game, from a gameplay perspective. So at least that I can think. Linda, have you seen anything out of those games that troubles you? I have.
Not at all.
So if you're looking for that, although feel free to keep on commenting and let us know. Hollow Knight definitely does give me OG Metroid vibes. As far as the atmospheric storytelling and stuff like that. So, Linda, you were in charge at PAX Unplugged. I let you be. You were we got you in there and we let you loose.
It's true.
Tell us how was your time there outside of my trip to go learn about the Cookie Run card game? You were in charge of all of our appointments, etc. Tell me.
It's true.
What happened?
Oh, it was a fantastic trip. We got in there, and so Saturday we decided to make that our appointment day. So we were so busy. I think we had 5 appointments, plus you had your Cookie Run appointment. And so that was great being able to meet with people. We had a 90-minute appointment with Asmodee, and we hadn't gone to anything like this before. I guess they had it last year, and we hadn't gone. We hadn't gotten on their mailing list just yet, but now we are. And that was neat because Steve had mentioned the goodie bag. So we got a bag with a bunch of games in them to play and enjoy. Plus, we got to preview a couple games that are coming out next year. So that's really nice that we've already gotten hands on a few games that are pretty much in final-ish stages. They definitely gave us the caveat like, hey, there might be some art changes or some final touches, but they are on the tail end of these. They looked really great, though. That was amazing to go to that. I was worried about a 90-minute appointment, but I feel like it blinked twice and we were done. I got to play 3 different games at that meeting, and there were others there to check out. We actually broke up, so we played some different things. They had, I think, 6 games set up. But it was amazing going around to the show, checking out the games that are out there, getting a few peeks of what's coming. But mostly it was things that were published, which is nice. We did get to grab a game that is now, we're waiting for the second run of it, but we got Logic and Lore from Weird Giraffe Games, and right now you can't get it. I was putting together some final gift guide recommendations of stocking stuffers and grab bags, and I was going to put Logic and Lore on, but you can't buy it right now. It is sold out. So that's one that once they rerun it to look for next year. But yeah, it was really neat getting to see some familiar faces.
Yeah. I mean, Logic and Lore, I regret not getting to play it. I know you guys played it twice. I played it once, and it was late at night. I'm definitely looking forward to getting to sit across the table with you and play it. It feels like a 2-player versus Sudoku kind of thing.
A little bit, yeah.
And I am definitely looking forward to giving it a shot. It's just so neat to see just such an elegant implementation with basically just tarot cards with numbers on them.
Just numbers, yeah.
Yeah, so
yeah,
very cool.
I'm excited because I usually don't enjoy games with lots of hidden information. Honestly, because I have a hard time remembering, like, where's this card? And it's very frustrating when you can't keep track of the information in your head. And just the way this was, even though we played it late and we were tired, we did have a little hiccup figuring out the rules, and that was on us because we were tired. But once we kind of got over that little hiccup figuring it out, it was like, oh, well, this is okay. We can do this, and like I really got into it. So I'm looking forward to playing it when I'm not exhausted after going around a convention for 8 hours.
Yeah, we did spend. We did spend some time on the show floor playing games, and that was maybe not the best one to pull out at
No,
the end of the day.
it's hard to play anything brand new when you're tired. And that was
Yeah,
something like we played a couple of things. I was actually surprised. Normally, by the end of the floor closes at 6, but you can stay. There's spaces that are open till I think midnight, and you can sit at tables and play games. And there's a few things going on. And typically, when the show floor has closed, we're out, we're toast, we're done and ready for bed. And this time on Saturday, we actually stayed until what, like 8, 9 o'clock, and we sat
yep,
from like for a couple hours and played games that we had gotten that day. So
yeah,
that was really nice to be able to do.
yeah. I mean, it was a choice. Whether it was a good one or not, we don't know. But
We
we
got a couple
certainly
games
did it.
in.
But we did, and I mean, Tower Up, which a game we
Tower
got
Up was
from
so good.
Luna,
Mm-hmm.
is which was an unexpected appointment. That game gave me big time Ticket to Ride vibes, and I loved
Mm-hmm.
it. And what's wild is I felt like I was losing by a mile the entire time, and at the end of it, we were within 5 or 6 points of each other, which
Yeah.
was great. I really liked the idea that maybe my inexperience was the only thing really telling me that I was playing from behind. John, the idea of this game is you are building you're building developers inside this fictional city, and you are literally collecting resources to put floors onto buildings to try and build skyscrapers. And at the end of the game, it just looks so cool.
That sounds
And
cool.
Yeah.
and it's very simple. You can only take resources or build stuff. That's
Mm-hmm.
it. And it's great. I love games that give you just a couple of options and you have to pick one.
Yeah.
What other games did we see, Linda,
Oh,
that
we
you wanted
saw a
to
lot.
talk
We
about?
also one of our appointments was at Wise Wizard Games, so that was one I actually did by myself. You guys had I can't remember. We divided and conquered a couple times, so
Mhm.
this was one that I got to check out a couple games, and they were kind enough. They sent me home with a couple to play fully. I was demoed a few, but the four that we talked about, I took home three of them. Locust is a flip and write, and I like my flip and roll and write games. But this one has a neat thing. You're actually drafting from a field of a few choices, and they're all the polyomino shapes, so the Tetris shape
Yep.
that you're trying to go in. And on the sheet, there are 5 or 6 different segments that you're trying to fill in based on the color of the pieces. But every segment has a different goal for earning points. So it's
Okay.
how you fill it in is going to change literally segment to segment on this roll and write sheet. So that is, I just thought that was a neat variation that there was,
Sure.
you have to have basically a different strategy for each segment of the card, which I thought was really neat.
I do want to share. We have for some reason, the Twitch chat is not connecting into Riverside. That is
Oh,
annoying. But we do have Marie, who was there with us,
yay.
just confirmed that she also really liked Tower Up, and she said that she agreed that it was easy to learn. So that is, so yeah, thanks for the comment, and thanks for watching over on Twitch. And I just had to block a bot.
Well,
Glad
those
I was
bots
over
are
there.
insidious.
Yay, auto mods. So, what else did you see that you wanted to talk about, Linda? Anything?
Yeah, I want to talk about a cute party game that they gave me, and I did write this one up. Cat says moo, and so it's very similar to like a taco, cat, goat, cheese pizza. You're flipping cards, and the cards don't necessarily align with what's being said. But this one, you're matching either animals or the sounds, and it's meant for littler kids. Nice and easy, fun. But that was one that I was excited to learn about, and then also get a copy so that we can sit and play it and have fun and be silly and make animal noises and be crazy, like we are.
This was, I think, the sub theme for this one was that we were more interested in party games than we
Yes,
had been
historically,
previously.
yeah.
And we had, and so, and some of this is that I think I think I'm going to take the blame on a lot of it. I think I was just kind of discouraging us from taking a look at them. But also, like the party style games, like people are actually making good ones now. I think,
Yeah.
like we're not all just playing different versions of apples to apples and Cards Against Humanity, and stuff is just cool. And not only the cat says moo, which is a silly thing. Marie and I got a chance to check out Goat, which is a charades variant from the Taco Cat Goat Cheese Pizza guy, designed by Matt Fantastic of Elm City Games in New Haven, Connecticut. So and you do know that guy. And
you know that guy.
And like it's charades, it's silly, but the idea is it's just a silly implementation of that. And again, just a silly little party game, stuff that we probably would have ignored before. But like we're broadening our horizons, because what's happening is I'm loosening my iron grip on the editorial control, and Linda is more open-minded than me. So it's just you can't help it, right?
Yeah.
Because when you think Linda, you think go with the flow, right, John?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just so relaxed, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
So relaxed.
I played some game like 2 weekends ago, and I can't remember for the life of me. I played something that all my friends were just like, "Oh my god, I love this game."
Well, you'll remember.
I played the adult one, but I played a kids one too. But yeah, the Exploding Kittens games. We played Happy Salmon last weekend.
Okay.
And oh my god, so loud,
ridiculous.
So loud. We had every single deck out, so like it was a full round of people. So yeah, it was ridiculous.
That's hilarious.
Linda, I remember. So was there anything else at the Wise Wizards booth?
I mean, there's other stuff. I could talk forever about them too, because there were 2 other games, but there are some other booths I definitely want to talk about. Do you want me to do one more from Wise Wizard, and then I can jump to another booth?
I was just trying to segue somehow. Yeah. You go ahead. You're in charge.
That message is just, I still think it's so funny every time you say I'm in charge. All right. I wanted to definitely make sure to talk about the Happy Camper booth, because I got to play 2 of their new games. I played one and then showed the other one, because that one takes longer. But I got to play their new quick card game, Junko. And what I thought was neat with this one for Junko was that they said it's kind of similar to Scout in the fact that you cannot rearrange the cards in your hand. So you're getting a hand of cards. They're numbered 1 to 8, I believe. And you're trying to basically beat other people's hands with either a higher card or a higher quantity, but you can only play cards that are adjacent. And there's a mechanic for being able to pick up cards and add them to your hand where you want them, so you can build stronger hands. Ultimately, you're trying to get rid of the cards in your hand and be the first one to have no more cards. Very easy to learn game. We actually played a full game in the demo section because it was so quick. But, sorry, I just have a... Apologies. The children have shared their lovely germs with me. What's really cool with this one is that because you're not rearranging, it is similar to a mechanic in Scout. I've played Scout. I like this better. And Scout's been raved about since it was released from Oink Games. Scout's good. I like Junko better, which is kind of a bold statement. But that one I definitely want to mention. And their newest one, I'm so excited to get my hands on this one. Apologies. Is called The Four Doors. And this is a Matt Leacock game. And so he and, oh goodness, now my mind's not working. Is it Jason from Happy Camper? They collabed on this one. And it is a cooperative game, very similar in feel to Forbidden Island. You have an objective, and there's things that will close the doors, and if the doors are closed, you will not succeed. And because they both worked on Forbidden Island, hence there's a lot of similarity to feel, but it's very much a different game. Beautiful artwork. This one I'm very, very excited about. So that's one wanted to definitely mention, because I don't have that yet, but I'm looking forward to getting it very soon.
Great.
Yeah.
That is. I mean, he is putting out so many games. That guy is just aggressively rebuilding his catalog now that he is kind of striking out on his own. What other games did you want to talk about, or do you want me, or do you want to take a break and drink some water and I'll talk about Cookie Run Braveverse?
Why don't you give me a moment, because clearly I got a tickle in my throat, and then I can jump back in and talk about Flamecraft afterwards.
Perfect. Okay, John, are you aware of Cookie Run?
No, but I'm
Okay.
interested. It's about cookies, I assume.
Well, I mean, it's about it's about cookies. So, here's what we got. Long and short, Cookie Run was a infinite runner back in the day. And it was the company was about to go out of business because infinite runners were all the rage back in the day, but eventually it kind of stopped, right? Got overtaken by Subway Surfers, right? And so they were about to go out of business, and they kind of had the idea of kind of creating this multi-property kind of shared universe IP thing where they would make multiple games that all shared this world with the cookie runs. We got somebody from one of my D&D games saying, don't you have to cookie walk before you cookie run? Yes, they did in fact need to cookie walk before the cookie ran, and they didn't do so they almost failed. They put out what they did afterwards is they put out a kind of gacha game. So it was like gacha RPG stuff, and they've been putting those out since then. It's a pretty big deal. The most recent one my daughter plays, it had a Wicked collaboration. You're collecting dudes and fighting bad guys and getting energy, whatever. It's one of those. But they have in Korea released a trading card game a la Pokemon and Magic, etc. That is, I actually think I have some of the stuff on my desk. Do I? I do not. I put it away. But so Cookie Run Braveverse is the name of the game. It was out in Korea. It's wildly popular, and they brought it to the United States they brought it over in June, and it is. I played a demo of it as I heard the whole story. They were looking. I will fully admit, Linda and I talked about this. I took the appointment and was not very excited about it. I didn't really know a lot. What I was hoping to do is I knew my daughter played the Cookie Run game, and I was just, maybe I'll get a promo or, something like that. And I'll give some promotion, and that'll be all they want. And she'll be happy. And, I just figured it would be, whatever. I played the game. I got to tell you guys, this game slaps. The card game slaps. It has some really interesting card deck building mechanics, some really interesting combat mechanics, and it's a card combat game. You're putting out cookies to fight guys. You are the big unique thing is you play out cookies. They have hit points. You take cards from the top of your deck and put them behind them, and those are their hit points. And as they take damage, you flip the cards over. And some of those cards will have effects that happen when you flip them over. Very cool. They have a very, very aggressive release calendar of expansion sets coming out over this year to try and get the English market caught up with the Korean market. And I am happy to say, from a content perspective, we will be partnering with them to announce all their news. I actually just got my first big embargoed release information thing today. So we will be sharing a lot about Cookie Run over the Cookie Run Braveverse over the rest of this year and into next, barring some kind of calamity. But I gotta say, guys, look it up. This game slaps. It's in Target. It's on Amazon. We're gonna be talking a little bit about it. Linda, how's your
it's still
how's your throat?
I'll be
Still
okay.
good?
I'll survive.
Well, let's do your
I'll muddle
best.
through.
Do you want me to do 3 raccoons in a trench coat?
No, let me jump in and
go,
kind
and then
of
I'll
go
cover
back
it
and
to you.
forth so I can push through and
Okay.
take a breather.
Good.
So one booth that was really fun to stop at was the Cardboard Alchemy booth, and that was where we got to play and demo Flamecraft Duel.
Yep.
That was one I had. That's the same game. Well, I'm sorry, same property that I had gotten to do the Steam game of. You have the tabletop of the original game. We
I
have
do.
yet to play. We just haven't gotten to it because there's been so many amazing games to play. But I loved Flamecraft Duel. Very different feel than the original game, but really easy to learn. It is a just two-player game, another two-player game. Those have been so popular lately, and it's tile laying. You're building up. You can go vertically with them, but you're trying to match sets. And this is one like it was just so cozy to play. The aesthetic is beautiful, and I'm so excited that we brought a copy home. That we have that we can play at game nights and
Yeah.
use because they were so kind enough to give us a copy of that. It's going to
Yeah.
be a great addition to our catalog of things to talk about and share with everyone.
Yeah. This is one of those. It's a 2-player game. So we as a so it's a 2-player game. You're playing tiles. Apparently it's a toast dragon. I thought it was a butter dragon. And it's honestly, I'm just gonna keep calling it a butter dragon forever. I've just had.
I mean, Butter Dragon was funny. The only reason I knew Toast was because of doing the demo.
Yeah. Well, also, it didn't help. I didn't realize that the designer was the one running our demo. So I was saying Butter Dragon in front of the guy who designed the game, who was literally over my shoulder. And that guy had broad shoulders.
He really
I was
did.
very scared. Like I'm like kind of worried. He's obviously a very nice guy. I should have been worried that he would have popped my head off like a nut, without even trying.
No.
We really liked our time with that game. Can't wait to play it again.
We
Can't
have
wait to
definitely
play
put
a
that on
full
the
game with you,
roster.
Linda, because we only got through about halfway before
That's
the
true.
line got too long.
It was.
But we knew what we were. I mean, we got far. We were really lucky in that it was a demo that was. We got there when the line was short enough that we were able to really play long enough to really know what we were doing and really enjoy what was happening. We didn't finish, but
no,
that's okay.
and we chose not to finish. They weren't rushing us. I have to say, the people at the booth, I didn't feel rushed.
I mean, no, but I felt it. I felt it.
You didn't feel all right. I didn't feel
felt it.
rushed. I mean, it. I was feeling more of the pressure because the line was getting bigger. But the people demoing, I wasn't getting like the hurry up vibes. Maybe you did, but I didn't get that vibe. So, but it was a lot of
all
fun.
right. Well, either way,
That's
it
fine.
is
I might have been blissfully ignorant. It's fine.
You know what? It's also I have been known to feel anxiety when I probably should. So, either way, it was great. What other games did you want to talk about?
Let me just look. I've been looking at my pictures to remind myself because there was just so many. I think that was pretty much the big highlights I wanted to bring up. Is there anything that you can think of that I missed that was a I mean, I could talk about what we saw at Asmodee for coming soon, but I kind of think that might be a good one for the next year.
Let's talk. Yeah, that'll be a good one to talk about next year when that comes. But I'm gonna throw it in the chat because Twitch is being a jerk because Marie wants us to talk about Love, Career, and Magic, which is like an improv style party game that Linda and I did not play. Marie did. She's our craft. She's our editor in charge of the crafting vertical for us. She comes to a lot of our conventions as support, and she sat down with a couple of our friends and a couple other people, and it is more or less a role-playing, like just take the crunchy bits out and it is just improvisation and role play in an absurd series of role-playing scenarios. You are role-playing characters in a reality show. You get a character, you get character traits, there are tasks that need to be done, and you are cooperating to try and achieve goals while mentioning the different cards in front of you to try and rack up points. Linda and I were watching, and each episode is timed into 3 minutes, and you can only do 4 of them. So it's billed right on the floor as a 12-minute game of Dungeons and Dragons. And the group that were playing, if they weren't talking to try and achieve a goal, they were dying of laughter. Like, it was just so there were a lot of people playing games at this convention. Obviously, it is a fun time. I can say that game that group of people played was the most joyful that I saw anyone on the show floor. Really the entire time, right? People were having a good time, but like that was an experience to behold. And I think our friend Marie, I think it was 2 minutes before she bought a copy after the game was over. They certainly didn't get to sit anybody else down before she grabbed somebody and bought a copy. So I know those of us that like to improv will be asked to play that game multiple times in the future.
Yes.
Fortunately, we have enough people that will play it that those of us that do not like to improv can hang out and take pictures. But yeah, and that game is called Love, Career, and Magic. It's doing the convention circuit right now, but I suspect, considering how well it shows at conventions, this is one of those ones that as they keep going, it will just get better and better.
Yeah, I expect that. And that's one that we are planning to do at a game night here, because my husband, who is very good at improv, has been requested to play this. So that's going to be an adventure.
John, you are no longer recording.
Oops.
I don't know what you did, but you're going to want to get in there. I'm going to mute you for a minute. Here. Well, he'll come back. So yeah, that is, yeah, I can't wait to, here he is.
Let's try that again.
So, but he moved my window. Why you got to move my window, man?
Just to be
got to be
difficult.
like
Come
that.
on now.
So,
Yeah.
That was, yeah, man, that game was so,
That
it
was
was
so
such a
fun
great
to
thing to watch. And I was glad because you know what, up until that point, there were just, we were seeing a lot of like really crunchy strategy games and, some other stuff. It was nice to see something that, to make sure all three of us that were at that show got to see something and play something that was like right in our wheelhouse. So that was very, very, very cool.
That was an absolute blast.
What else did you want to talk about?
I think we should talk about one of the games that we saw on Sunday. We started our day looking at Dungeons and Kittens. So we didn't get to play this, but I know we were talking to them about it. This is another one from Asmodee. And I know you and Marie had spent some time looking at that and like talking to them a little more while this was a divide and conquer time. But that's just one that we're going to try to see about getting a copy of because this looked really neat. So Steve, you looked at it more closely. What did you want to say about, what could you tell us about Dungeons and Kittens? Because you looked at that more closely than I did.
So it's on our gift guide, as we mentioned in the Twitch chat, and so it's on our gift guide. And more or less, what it is it's a Dungeons and Dragons adventure, or not adventure, Dungeons and Dragons like setting with kittens in it. Like there really isn't. This is one of those things where it's not that deep. It is intended to be accessible and approachable for younger players, but it is Dungeons and Dragons with kittens. The art is amazing. So if you look at our tabletop role-playing gift guide, which is up on the site, and you will see a picture of it. But also if you just look up Dungeons and Kittens, you will see it. It is freaking adorable. It's one of those things that while Marie was putting together the gift guide, she was kind of spot checking some stuff on Amazon and found that. And we were like, well, we just got to put it on almost sight unseen because a Dungeons and Dragons set with kittens in it. Really, D&D 5e with kittens, how can you go wrong?
No,
so
we've proven that just having cats in it is a high motivator for people to look at and check out and play a game. So,
and we do know that Marie likes cat games, so it kind of works.
Kind of does.
So, so that was, and so we did not play a demo because the demos were running very, very long. But we know that it is a Dungeons and Dragons game with kittens in it, so there really isn't a lot. We wouldn't have been able to, even in a demo, be able to like talk about balance and things like that.
No.
But we do know everything is simplified. There's lots of, it is not a complex system.
You don't talk about balance. Cats have great balance.
Oh, snap.
Oh, there it is. So I guess we're shifting from bear puns to cat puns, huh?
Yeah. Sure. We'll take it.
Oh, perfect.
So what else did you want to talk about, or did you want me to bring us home and talk about 3 raccoons in a trench coat?
Let me do one more,
Okay.
and then we'll close it out with 3 raccoons.
I'm really excited to talk about
I can tell
3
you're really
raccoons in a
excited.
trench coat.
So the last one I want to mention was a game that I actually sought out to take a look at in person and ended up picking it up and bringing it home for myself, is Big Sur. And this is from 25th Century Games. And what motivated me is a gentleman that I follow on TikTok, Mondo Davis. I have another game of his, Colorfield, and I really like Colorfield. And he has published Big Sur through 25th Century Games. And basically, it is where you're traveling along the cards, and the field of cards gets laid out, and you're making a path, and you're traveling along them. And it's got this beautiful aesthetic because it's from the West National Parks kind of aesthetic. So absolutely beautiful. And I've been hearing really, really good things about it. So not only is it somebody I like to be able to support with their games that they're publishing, but it sounds like it's a really good game. So they had a demo out, and I went over and they were showing it to me, and the more they're showing me, the more I'm like, yep, I'm buying it. So this was one of the games that I purchased because I just was very excited about it. Having heard of it and getting to see it in person only reinforced I really want to have this in my collection. So that was one.
It's a road trip game, right?
Yep, it's a road trip game. You're going along. I mean, the mechanic, again, I just had a quick demo of it, but just seeing that, I was hungry to play more. So that, I think, shows something very promising. And again, the feedback's been fantastic on this game. So
yeah, absolutely. Can't wait to talk about that one. I'm sure it will find its way into magazines and other podcasts next year. Speaking of things that will find their way into coverage with us next year, I'm going to talk about we had a very cool meeting with Trash Kingdom, or World of Trash, rather. Not Trash Kingdom. That's a different company. World of Trash is a company that is putting together, they put together really simple tabletop role-playing games. This is the entire rule book right here. And this is called 3 Raccoons in a Trench Coat. And it is a tabletop role-playing game for 5, it's up to 6 people, right? Up to 7 people technically, but I guess you could do as many as you want. It would just get nuts. And the idea is you are a bunch of trash animals. So squirrels, pigeons, raccoons, and possums. And you are trying to control, you are fighting for control of the trench coat, because you're all in a trench coat. There's a storyteller, you come up with a situation, you try to get through it. And the idea is when you try to do something, you have to do a skill check. You can only complete your skill check on a roll of a 6 on a 1d6. So you're going to fail a lot because you're 3 raccoons in a trench coat. And every time that happens, a bidding war starts between the group of you using your collected tokens. Everybody starts with 10, and you bid them silently. There's a bidding war to see who gets to control the trench coat. And then you just continue to go through. This is meant to be again, another improvisation game. This is meant to be just silly fun, but the way they described it is this is intended to be a introduction to role playing, but also an introduction to being like a storyteller, an adjudicator, like a game master, because everybody takes a turn, and because there's no real setup involved, right? Like you don't have to know a whole thing. You're just kind of making stuff up. You're at a movie theater. You're at the library, whatever. You don't really have to. It's really powered more by imagination than anything else. And also, it is this big, and most of the stuff, honestly, is just explaining, like when you get to take a nap.
Is that their long rest?
Yeah, so when do you get what happens is when everybody runs out of their tokens to try and take control, then you just pass out. And then when you pass out, everybody gets their stuff, and at any time you can say, you know what, they just passed out and took a nap, and so you can end the game and move to a different person. So it's meant to be very silly, very scenario based. I cannot wait to play this. And I have read through this rule book several times. and I can't wait to terrorize people with it. So we're going to talk about this more, maybe have some video of it, stuff like this at the next EFG Con, because I want to. And the people that made this are very, very nice. We'll have some links to this because I want to support them. This is like they printed it in like a greeting card, practically. So we did it, guys.
Yay.
We talked about PAX Unplugged, talked about Metroid Prime, talked about all sorts of stuff. So everybody, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed watching as much as we enjoyed recording. We will be we actually got a comment from the YouTube. We have to end the raccoon game by invading a liquor store in You know what? That sounds like the best way to end it. We will be all right. So you're almost. Wait, show me the Santa again.
I got a torso, the hip bones, and then one leg.
All right. Okay.
And then his leg will go back and forth when I'm done.
Well, he'll definitely be done before the next episode. So everybody, thank you very much for listening. We hope you enjoyed listening as much as we enjoyed recording. Until next time, we will be, excuse me, like I said, programming note, we'll be back January 6th with our Games of the Year episode. But until then, hope you have a great day. And until then, don't forget to get your family game on. We'll see y'all soon. Bye now.
Bye.